One thing that always makes me nervous when I leave my truck, especially when I do these random hikes, I basically left my truck alongside the highway here, so all it takes is one peckerhead to vandalize a truck, you know, turn a good trip into a real shitty one real quick. Hey guys, Martyupnorth. Today is December 22nd, so the winter solstice was yesterday. Officially, the winter solstice is not a day. The winter solstice is an event. It's a very quick moment when the planet in its orbit around the sun suddenly at yesterday at 9 p.m. the pole, the North Pole, the real pole, not the magnetic one, but the actual North Pole was at its farthest tilt away from the sun. So the effect of that is that yesterday was the shortest day for the northern hemisphere. So yesterday we had 7 hours, 54 minutes, and 17 seconds of daylight because we were at the maximum tilt. And now enjoy today, because today is the 22nd, and today we have 7 hours, 54 minutes, and 18 seconds of daylight. So we have an extra second of daylight. So happy winter solstice, everyone. But, so last week when I was, or a couple of weeks ago when I was out camping down, or hiking down south, as I was walking back to my truck that I had left parked at the side of the road, I made a comment in the video that I hope nobody's vandalized my truck, because that's always a risk when you're going backcountry camping. If you're staying in a national park, it's more popular and I dare say maybe a little safer, but I was in that moment in a very random remote area, and so leaving my truck is something that I hate, leaving my truck and coming back and finding that it's been vandalized or something's been stolen. Or I say truck, could be a car. But it made me think, and I did a poll, and I posted the poll on what do people do when they leave on the trip. But so when you're leaving on the trip, so if somebody wants to break into your truck or your car, it's inevitable. But there are certain things you can absolutely do. So when I'm going on a trip, especially a hiking trip. Actually, I do this even when I'm going on an overseas trip or somewhere else. I bring a minimum amount of identification. But on a hiking trip, this weighs. It's a lot of stuff that I don't need, and there's also the risk that it could get stolen or that I could lose it. And so everybody knows losing or getting a wallet stolen is a real pain in the butt. So just a word of advice. I only take one credit card, and actually I only take my ID. And so once I have my ID and my credit card, I'm just trying to hide them from you guys, and then I put them in a plastic bag and I throw that in my backpack. Same thing goes for keys. I mean, I don't need to bring all this, mailbox key and whatever this key is, safety deposit box. So, and the fob for the vehicle. So I just, before I leave the house, when I'm going on a trip where I have to leave my car at the trailhead, the only thing I'm bringing is this key for the vehicle. And then, and I'll show you what I do with that key when I get to the trailhead. Okay, so one of the things, thieves are opportunistic. And so there's two things that can typically happen. Three things. A, somebody can just vandalize your vehicle for the heck of it. B, they can actually steal your vehicle. And C, the third thing is, they can break into it to steal something. So, as with any crime, a lot of crimes are crimes of opportunity, and people will go by and see an opportunity and commit a crime. So the idea is to make it as take away all those opportunities and give thieves a reason to not target you and target something easier. So as a first step when you're going hiking is empty your vehicle, okay? So all the junk you've accumulated, if you're going to leave your car parked at a trailhead for a couple of days or maybe at an airport or someplace like that, empty it, go through it. And so in here, if you look in my glove box, I got a pair of gloves. I got
I got an old Charger or whatever. I'm gonna take this stuff out. So I don't need this in the vehicle. You know, I don't need all these cables. I mean, thieves will steal, they'll go after a cable. They'll go after a lousy cable. So things that I don't need before I go on my trip, you know, I'm gonna leave the notepad, I don't care. But, and then same with the glove box. And I'll tell you why I'm emptying, because when I get to the trailhead, I'm gonna leave the vehicle, I'm gonna leave these things open so that the thieves who walk by won't see pocket change. I mean, somebody will break into your truck for a little bit of pocket change. So before you go on your trip, empty your vehicle. All right, let's go hiking. This is where I'm going to park. Okay, so now I'm at the trailhead. Now, same thing, at the trailhead, you might think that trying to if you're not at a formal trailhead like in a national park, if you're at a trailhead in a national park, there'll probably be dozens of other vehicles there. But if you're off the beaten path and you're somewhere on Crown land, I would say resist the urge to hide your vehicle. Park it somewhere visible, because if you hide it, then again the thieves have an opportunity, because they'll be able to go in there without nobody seeing them. So park your vehicle on the side of the road, somewhere on the dirt road, and make it visible, and don't give them any opportunities. But here's what I do when I'm getting ready to leave. So actually, if you come around to the other side, you saw in part in so the only thing I'm going to take with me, what I do before I leave is I take out the insurance and registration, and I take that with me, because you don't want to leave evidence of your address and things like that. And I took out the garage door opener, because that's a great trick. Somebody can steal your break into your truck, steal your garage door opener, and get your address by stealing your registration. And then they can come to your house, use the garage door opener to open the garage door, close it, go in your garage. They can steal things that are in your garage. And a lot of people don't even lock the house from the house, or the door from the house to the garage. So I take this and that little plastic bag that I talked about earlier. Where's that plastic bag? The little plastic bag with my ID and the one credit card that I need. I throw that in there, and then I will put that in my backpack. And actually, I leave the glove box open like that, and I leave the console open like that, and then I close the doors. So I'm going to take the keys and I'm going to lock it. But before I do that, I have one more trick that I want to show you. I made this little piece of plastic. So what does it say inside? No valuables in this truck. Engine is disabled, and there's a GPS tracker. Have a nice day. Now, thieves don't know if this is true or not, but as soon as I display this on a window like this, and I leave my truck like that, and I lock it, and I walk away, it lets the would-be thieves know that I've given this some thought. So don't worry about this vehicle. If there's another one out there, move on to another vehicle. But they're going to look at this. They're going to see inside. They're going to see that it's open. Now, if he wants to steal it, there's not a lot I can do to prevent him from stealing it. But the fact that I say that the engine's disabled and there's a GPS tracker is probably going to discourage him.
So at the trailhead, of course, I'm in... on my bag here, there's a spot for I think it's actually purposely built for a key, and then I leave my key there. Nothing worse than sometimes what happens is this is open like this, and you flip it, and then shit goes flying out of it. So you don't want to lose your key. Losing your key, getting to the trailhead, and losing back to the vehicle, and not having your key would be a disaster.
Okay, so there you have it. It's a very, very short video. Things you can do to try and minimize. Nobody likes going away on a trail. You have a wonderful hike and you come back and your truck, vehicle has been vandalized. So a few things you can do. Hope you enjoyed that. been an absolute amazing year for me. So thanks everybody for watching and subscribing. And if you like this and you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. And I also appreciate the likes, but more than anything, I appreciate comments. So if you have ideas that you want to share with the community and tell us what you do in some of your tricks, please share. So Martyupnorth signing off and reminding you to get off the beaten path.